Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be talking about how to choose a legion for the new Horus Heresy. It's not long now until we get hold of the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness box set and all the other goodies that are going to come with it. We've got the different books, we've got rhinos, we've got different weapons, so we've got some weapon upgrade packs coming, and even more books and even more tanks. I found it pretty tricky to choose a legion that I'm going to go with this new box set, so I thought it would be fun to just share in this video the process I've gone through to arrive at my decision, and hopefully that's going to help you to decide too. If you're new to Horus Heresy like I am, then maybe you don't know where to start. So hopefully by the end of this video you'll be one step closer to making a decision. The contents of the Age of Darkness box are just screaming out for making one big army. So that was the first decision. Do you want to make one army out of the box set, or are you going to make two? Maybe you're even going to split it with a friend and just take half each and just divvy it up however you like. Although I don't know how you would decide who would get that awesome Spartan vehicle. I've decided to go ahead and make one army. It's going to be quicker to paint, I can have a nice good amount of points to play against my friends, and then also I didn't really know which models to put into each army, so I didn't want to split it up, and yeah, so that's what I've gone with, one army. One thing I've been thinking a lot about is whether I would just be playing this as a Horus Heresy army, or whether I want to also use it in Warhammer 40,000. In the end, I decided to use it for both, but I'm going to be careful which ones to put them with. So I don't want to put it with too many Primarchs models, and I don't want to go completely firstborn like I did with my Space Wolves. So it is going to be mixed, some Primarchs and then the Horus Heresy models. So I've got to make sure it looks right when I put them all together for 40k. Whether you're going to choose your army for just Horus Heresy or Horus Heresy and 40k, I think there's four main things to look at. And number one is the rule of cool. There's been a load of great artwork released by the Warhammer community site in the build up to the release of this box set, and so that's really helping to kind of set the scene for what each of the legions are all about. And I think if you're drawn to an image in particular, there's a good chance you're going to like the aesthetic of the army overall. So this is a really good starting point. Just have a look through those articles, check out all the different imagery. This one's fantastic. I really like this with the dog down there and then this guy not looking too happy cleaning his sword off. This is epic. What a great picture this is. But yeah, once you find one that you resonate with, I think that's really a good starting point. And for me, it was this one for the Raven Guard. I love the Raven Guard anyway, and when I saw this picture, I'm like, yeah, these guys are super cool. This image was featured in a recent article on the Warhammer community site, and this is what really made my decision for me. So yeah, I was thinking about it and weighing up different options, maybe Sons of Horus, maybe some others, but once I saw this article and read through it, I knew this is the way I was going to go. So if you've seen some artwork that resonates with you, then it's time to take a look at the models. And here's a picture of the Raven Guard painted by Ash from Guerrilla Miniature Gaming. And so although it's a black army, nothing's really standing out, but I think it does look cool having a really all black, dark army. And then going on from that to look at the Primarch, which we'll cover a little bit later on. But it was this picture that really got me. So I thought this is awesome. I mean, it's really simple. It is just black with that kind of blue highlight going through it. But with the beaky helmet and just the overall look of it, it's so iconic, so cool looking. And yeah, this is definitely the sort of thing that I would be interested in painting, collecting, and also playing with. I think it's definitely going to work alongside the 40k army that I'm building as well. So I've got Cave and Shrike on order. Can't wait to get that model and get him painted up. So I'll be painting him up with the same time I do the Horus Heresy. And also the models from Kill Team Morlock I'm going to paint in the Raven Guard style too. So they're all going to go together and form a Raven Guard army. The base he comes on is really nice too. I like that urban style, and so I want to incorporate that into Horus Heresy. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do something along those lines. I saw these urban rubble pre-made bases on Element Games, so I'm going to be doing something similar to that, but just make it myself. I'll use some cork. I might get some little plastic rods. You can get some that look like pipes and metal beams, so I'll be picking some of those up and seeing how they fit into it too. If Rule of Cool appeals to you, then I found this on Forge World website, and this is a good little chart to go through just to see which legion might suit you. So it starts off with colours, so like black, red, and then it goes off into different things as well. So something like this is really handy, nice and simple, nice little visual that you can work through, and yeah, it can get you to a really good idea of what you might like to play with. Horus Heresy has got a big emphasis on the Primarchs, so this could be another good place to go as well. And if you go to the Forge World website, you're going to see all these beautiful models that are available for the Primarchs in their character series. And just like with the artwork, if any of these models like jump out to you and you resonate with them, that could be a really good starting point to go off and explore the different legions in a bit more detail. You might find, though, that you really like one of the Primarch models, but then don't really like the style of play, which we'll be covering a little bit later on. Or in my case, I really like the Raven Guard style of play, but not too keen on the model that they've got for the Primarch. I also wouldn't want to spend that much on one of those models anyway, but it's a good place to start and have a look. Just like with the artwork, it'll give you maybe a little bit of an idea as to the vibe of the Legion. The third thing to consider is the lore, and also, do you want to be loyalist or heretic? As there's a little bit of time until the boxes are actually released, it might be good to get some reading in or pick up the audiobook and start reading up on the lore and seeing if that helps you decide which way to go and which legion to choose. I've been recommended just to start at the beginning. Go with the first one, which gives you a little overall taste of it, and then you can start going in to the books about the Primarchs and the legions you really like, and then find out a bit more about them that way. But if you want to go straight in and learn about the Primarch and the lore around this particular legion, then there's been so many articles on the Warhammer community site this month covering all 18 of the legions. So if you find the article for the legion you're interested in and then scroll to the bottom of the article, that's going to give you some recommended reading. So that could be a really good place to go to. One of the things that I've found since playing at my local club is playstyle is so important now. And so this is the fourth consideration that I think is probably the most important to make. Obviously, if you're not into playing too much, then you won't have to worry about this. But if you are looking to play, then you want to choose a legion whose fighting style resonates with you. This is where those articles on the Warhammer community site have been really helpful, and they're going through each legion explaining some of their rules and a little bit about how they might play on the battlefield. So I've been waiting for the Raven Guard to come up just to make sure this is the way I want to go, and it just happened to be the final article they did only went up yesterday, so I've only just really finalised my decision. You're not going to get too much information from these articles, but I think it could be just enough. So for the Raven Guard, for example, there's just a couple of paragraphs and a few rule examples. Two, in fact, just two rule examples. So with the Raven Guard, they're going to be divided into 3 divisions, and each is going to have their own perk. So as it says in the article, you're going to get the Talons, who are tasked with using their agility to creep around the battlefield. They're going to get ahead of the main assault and avoid that enemy fire through their stealth and caution. And then you've got lighter vehicles and things like bikers. They're going to be called Hawks, and they're going to be like in a supportive role, and they're going to provide the speed you need. But then you're going to have some heavier infantry, dreadnoughts, and then some with jump packs. So these are going to be called Falcons. So I really like that idea of just having the different divisions within the army. So that really appealed. So that was great. And then I read through the 2 rules that they included. And the first one is called Talons. If a unit composed entirely of models with the Talon's special rule is targeted by a shooting attack, then all models in the unit will gain the shrouded 6+ special rule if the attacking unit is more than 8 inches from any model in the target unit. And in addition, all models with this special rule also gain the infiltrate special rule. So they're going to get that extra protection. Don't know what the infiltrate special rule is, but it sounds cool. But yeah, so I like that. So I like that each division has got its own rule. And then the second rule I liked was included called Fade to Black. And this is a Raven Guard advanced reaction. And in this new edition, you're going to be able to react during your opponent's turn. So that's quite fun. But with Fade to Black, you can only do this once per battle, and it will be during the opposing player's shooting phase. I really like this. If the enemy declares a shooting attack against one of your units, before they resolve the shooting attack, you can move that unit and you also gain an extra Shrouded 4+ special rule for the remainder of the turn. And if you can move away out of line of sight, that your opposing player is not going to be able to use that shooting attack against you, and they can't redirect it to anyone else either. So I thought that was really good. You could tease them into taking a shot at you and then just leg it, get out of the way and hide in some cover. So when you're looking at those articles, you're going to find a couple of rules and a brief description about how they might play for the different legions. So I'm sure you'll find one that appeals to you. At the bottom of each article, there's a link where you can go to this page on the Warhammer community site and go through a series of questions to decide which is the best legion for you. And then so whatever you answer, it's going to guide you down, much like that flow chart we looked at earlier, and then it's going to come to the conclusion at the end. And the first time I did this, it came straight up with Raven Guard, so that was really cool. So I did this a while ago actually when it first came out, and I had a couple of goes since and just tweaked it a bit and just to see where it would lead. But yeah, when I went for the first time with the answers, it was Raven Guard. So yeah, it makes sense that now that's the one I'm going with. I hope this video has been helpful, and I hope you're enjoying the build up to the release of this new edition of Horus Heresy. It's great fun, and Games Workshop are doing a fantastic job marketing it at the moment, and I'm sure there's going to be enough copies going round, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. I'd love to know which legion you're going with, so let me know in the comments section down below. I'm sure we're going to get loads more information about newer products for Horus Heresy as they come out, and I'll certainly be updating here on the channel as we do. But until then, thanks so much for watching. Please like if you liked it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.